Okay. So I am not supposed to be here. And yeah, and none of the boys are here. And did not I did not prepare a show at all because Bon was supposed to do the show tonight and he didn't realize that it was tonight and not tomorrow. So here I sit. Here I sit in my Halloween costume. I don't even have a show prepared for you. Um and Dennis is running a little bit late because he wanted to prepare doing a costume or something. And yeah, I am indeed all by myself. And I did not tape the show today. Yeah, I've been so here's what I've been drinking tonight. So I started with ghost tequila, which is ghost pepper tequila with a splash of cranberry and some soda. Absolutely delicious. And then after that, I went to wine. Don't even know what I had, but whatever. So yeah, so here I am sitting in my clubhouse. Yes, Ida. I'm sitting in my clubhouse in Florida with my ridiculous wig and my ridiculous look. And yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. I didn't even listen to today's. Oh my God, Sky Spectre. So Ghost Tequila with cranberry is phenomenal. Really, just an absolutely delicious, delicious thing. So yeah, here I sit by myself, and oh look at Dennis. Look, Dennis is completely dressed for the occasion, like myself.
Meow. Meow.
I'm not even supposed to be here. I don't even know what's going on.
Today's show is basically the equivalent.
Yes, and that's when Courtney started. Exactly. With 99% less plastic surgery. That's exactly
And
right.
STDs, allegedly.
Yes.
Meow.
Yeah, meow.
Hold on.
Dennis is like, hold on. I have to get prepared. I have to put my outfit on. What's your outfit? Let me see. Can you do a close up of what's going on in your face?
So what I did is I wanted to kind of isolate the way the cats have. You know, cats have the little thing down there. Meow. Meow. All right, whiskers. Meow.
Oh my God, I already know that this is going to be the stupidest show you've ever done.
Good. I want to be on that.
Yes, ever.
I want to be on the stupidest show ever because I'm dressed. I actually went to PT like this. I didn't have anything on my nose, but I went to PT dressed as a cat.
And what are you drinking now?
I am drinking chocolate lava cake stout.
Indeed.
8% alcohol from Aldi.
Indeed. Really?
Yes.
Okay, Dory Morgan wants to know if you can lick your balls.
Be right back.
All right.
Why do you do that?
We are totally not prepared for tonight's show. Hold on, I got to fix myself because
that's what. Well, neither was Howard. Howard wasn't prepared for today's show either, so we're all okay. They did nothing today. I mean, honestly.
I don't even know. I didn't even listen.
I unfortunately listened. I did miss Benji.
You're a little overmodulated.
Oh, sorry. I got a little excited there. Yeah, there was some catnip. So I
Pull your mic back away from you. Just pull it back. Just push it back.
push it back.
Push it.
How's that?
Keep going. Push it back. Push it back. Push
Let
it
me
back.
just do that instead. Okay, how's that?
Oh, much better. Much better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the only thing I missed was Benji.
I didn't see any of it, so
and that's all I missed was Benji, and yeah, but the rest of the show was completely painful. When they got to JD cleaning out his computer,
I know it's so silly. It's
I'm Mr. Freckles. I smell like strawberry shortcake.
fix myself a little bit.
So
I'm not a blonde. I'm not set for blonde. I am not ready for blonde. This is not me. But I figured, I'd go a little. Okay, see, they're all saying that you're a little too loud. You got to fix yourself.
I haven't touched anything.
I know. Just lower it though. Just lower it.
I just did. I just lowered it a snurch. It's lowered a snurch. Snurch.
Pull the mic back though.
I am like a foot away from the mic.
Keep pushing the mic. Push the mic, not yourself. Okay, now go.
All right, how's that? Can you actually even hear me?
Yes, what? Much better. Yes.
I turn this thing. I'll turn it so it's actually facing me.
Yes.
All right, so.
Perfect. So we have no show for you tonight, just so you know.
Yeah, we do. We have a show. It's a show. It's a show about nothing. That was a show about nothing.
I didn't hear it. I was busy today, and so all I have is John's clips, which are when Matthew Perry threatened a lawsuit and stuff like that. So we can come back to that as long as you can tell us what happened in the show today.
All right. So the show started with Howard. I don't even remember. It was like literally Howard going back on, the article about Robin, and then, then they did the victory lap for the guy who mutilated himself. They actually did a victory lap for that. They actually people calling in and writing in about how great that bit was.
Which bit?
The guy that mutilated himself, the self-mutilator guy they had on last week.
The guy who split his penis in half so that he could have a split like peenie hole.
Yes, and then he went on for a whole hour about psychics, religion, and psychics and religion, making them equal. For an hour, and I was just wondering how Emily feels about that, because he was basically calling them both the same thing, and I believe that Emily's almost a rabbi, or if not a rabbi yet.
She's a rabbi in training, because it takes like 25 years to become a rabbi, so why not? Exactly. Got time, you got money, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. So he went on for an hour, and actually we ended up with the joy of a Pat Robertson impersonation, because that is so relevant in 2023.
Oh, Coliseum says he split his penis in half only to find this. Exactly, Coliseum. To find the vagina.
Unfortunately, one sister likes circumcised, one does not.
Yeah, you guys need to know that this is a completely psychotically ad hoc show.
Yes.
There's no preparation
I'm the most
here.
sober one on it.
I am going to absolutely just Bon Jovial, because he's, far in advance of us, had no idea that today was Halloween and not tomorrow. So he was preparing for doing tomorrow's show, even though tonight is Halloween. So greetings. Welcome to Tuesday, October 31st. I'm not even supposed to be on the show. I was at a party and I got a text saying, fuck, I can't do this. I can't do the show. I didn't do the clips. I didn't do anything. And I don't know what to do. So I came home. Just as I have a bruise on my knee. So I have a bruise on my knee, which is kind of weird, because I fell down the stairs in Pennsylvania. I was running down the stairs and I just missed like 3 steps and just fell knee first on my hands. And now this bruise is not going away. It's kind of weird, but yeah, okay, whatever.
So you need some yin yang by hour or something
So
like
yeah,
that.
so I was at this party and Bond's like, I fucked up. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, okay, it's okay. We have John's clips. We can do all that. And John's like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do it tomorrow. And I'm like, no, 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 no. We have to do a show tonight. Like we have to.
I was trying to do the whole thing of that's a Today Tonight show. I don't know, just kind of
And
weird.
so of course at around 8 o'clock, I'm like, shit.
I'm already getting out of this because I'm like, oh no, we're not going to do a show. So I
Should
started
I
playing
go
with a carburetor.
home? And I was only down the block. I was literally like 5 houses away. So I'm like, you
Oh,
know what? I gotta go and do this show. And you know what? To be quite honest with you, it was a good excuse to just leave, which is okay. I mean, it's 8:42, whatever it is. I have no clips from today. So why
it's
don't
okay.
you give
It's,
us give us a show?
all right, so I'm actually looking at my mockery Ted because it's a very good place to go. I forgot about this because I tried to. He started off also with Heidi Klum and her Halloween costume that he's all upset that she's going to shut down a street in New York City because of she's going to be in the parade that's in Greenwich Village, and so she's going to do a Halloween costume.
So I think what it actually wound up being, which is literally I listened to like the first half hour of the show.
Yeah,
So I think what it was is he was kind of weirdly like he didn't understand why such a sexy person would make herself up to be so kind of hideous as a costume thing. Hold on, I have a clip. I have a not a clip. I have a thing to share. So let
oh,
me.
is this a picto of her in her costume?
Well, this was just a thing that I had posted on the website
Oh,
today.
this is from last year.
So, so Howard thinks he does an amazing impression of Heidi Klum.
No.
Und ring my bell, und ring mein bell, and he must have said it. I don't know, 52 times today.
Yes. Yes, he did.
So, yeah, Howard again being anti-Halloween, hating that Heidi actually dresses up in costumes and not hot chick outfits. Right. So this is Heidi last year, which
That's
okay,
hilarious.
let's go with it's psychotic and hilarious. But you know what? The beauty is she's a hot chick. Like oh my God, thank you, Josh Foster. Foster, thank you so much.
Woo!
This got a Manhattan Public Access Vibrant Child. I know. I'm so sorry. So this
Oh,
is
come
Heidi
on.
last year looking psychotic.
That's
And
great.
this is Heidi, literally like 3 days ago,
Yes.
and then there's this. So, yeah, so he was bizarrely fascinated
But
with Heidi and not understanding why she wouldn't dress like a hot chick. The difference is she knows she's a hot chick. She's always been a hot chick.
well, yeah, and Beefus isn't.
Yeah.
So maybe Pittsburgh 5. The other thing though is that I couldn't believe was he's complaining about Manhattan traffic with this parade. Dude is
Yes.
100 miles away from Manhattan.
Like, he could give a rat's ass about, like, Manhattan traffic.
Right.
Even when he had to go to his office, which was, like, a mile away, he complained about
And this is in the village too, so it's nowhere near anywhere where he would go. It would never affect him in any way, shape, or form. And then Blobbin chimes in about the traffic and getting there late. I'm like, hell, you're not even leaving your house. What are you talking
exactly.
about?
None of them have any right to speak on the traffic in Manhattan.
No.
Yes, everybody knows that Halloween is like a crazy ass time. The supposition is that Heidi Klum is going to dress like the Stay Puft Marshmallow from
That'd be
Ghostbusters this year.
funny.
So
It's
she has
epic.
to be gigantic, and they have to clear streets in order for her to get her gigantic marshmallow self. Let's see, it is 8:45 at night. So let's see if there is anything about Heidi.
Yes.
Heidi. I can't even spell it. Klum Halloween. All right, let's see if there's anything about her tonight. Heidi Klum teases her 2023 Halloween costume. All right, let's see. Heidi Klum Spectacular 2023 Halloween costume. Let's see what we got here.
Do we have it? We have it.
Hold
An
on.
exclusive.
Going to her Insta.
Exclusive.
Going to her Insta so we can see what's going on here. Hang on. No, I can't log in. No, I don't want to.
You want me to go to it? I have an Insta. Is that it?
This is her.
Hold on, let me go to Heidi Klum. I'll get off of the Beefus.
Off
and
the
actually
Beefus.
go to somebody off the Beefus and go to something with somebody with talent.
Yes. Let me see. Let me see if I can do.
Heidi Klum. Hold on.
Oh, look at her. Here we go. Hang on.
Oh, you got it?
I got it. Yeah. Halloween. This is Halloween. I don't know what it is. That was 5 hours ago.
Oh, you know what that could be? That could be the no, it isn't. I thought it was like Zool.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Join me live today on Amazon Live at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Get ready with me.
Oh, she's so cute.
She is so cute.
She's
well,
so
that's Halloween. This is Halloween.
I don't know what she is tonight.
She's supposed to be something with Ghostbusters.
Yeah, everybody thought she was going to be a Stay Puft Marshmallow. But
wait. What is that? That's her right there.
Heidi Klum do a costume at her annual spooky soiree. That's not it. Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry.
What is it? Wait, what did it say? Didn't say?
I don't know. I'm not prepared for this. I'm not prepared. I got nothing. And
I'm trying to read.
Whatever it is, it's
awesome.
Than anything that Beth has ever done.
That's all. It's much better than the cat outfit.
Yeah, that's all we know. That's all we got. And she's also dating a guy who's like 15 years younger than her, or married. Right now, is she married? Halloween, this is All right, enough with you, Heidi Klum.
This Halloween. Oh, a guinea. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what a guinea.
Yeah, I put that up so that you could explain it.
Guinea's hard to explain because it's one of those things where it's really I don't know where it came from because
Guinea.
A guinea, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm actually at a loss. I'm at a loss. I never looked up why it was a guinea.
I got nothing. I don't know. Anybody in the chat know what a guinea is? By all means, just come on down and give us whatever you got because we don't know. And you know what? We don't have to be expected to know because whatever. No, we explained Gindaloon already. Yeah. Gindaloon is a derivative of guinea.
Oh, I know why. Oh, I just found it. Ooh, okay.
And for some reason, when we were kids, we would say the word Gindaloony, and I don't know why.
I just said Gindaloon.
So there was a difference between being Italian and living in Brooklyn and whatever, and being a guinea. So a guinea to us was somebody who actually came off the boat. Like her parents spoke Italian. They weren't really Italian. They smelled a little bit, they smelled a little bit like the old country. Let's be honest. They didn't really wear that much deodorant. The couches were plastic coated, and they were guineas. And so the children that were beget from guineas were Gindaloons. They were just Gindaloons. I don't even know how to explain it.
That's well, I looked up what it's from. And it's related to the it's because Italians really aren't white, so they kind of call them based on the black guinea bird.
I like this, John Doe. What do you think about this? It came from the Guinea Coast, darker Italians.
But it's because of the bird, the guinea.
I gotta guarantee you that I didn't know that when I was like 12 or 13 years old.
I didn't either. I just learned it now.
But that was just something I guess that people said. What do we know? What do we? What do you? Encyclopedia Britannica? What do we?
I just look up information.
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, but that sounds good enough to me.
All right, give me the rest of the show though, because I got nothing.
Oh, the more of the show. Holy mackerel! Jimmy Fallon puppet on. They had Jimmy Fallon knocking on the door, and it sounded like a slow Jimmy Fallon, which is pretty much Jimmy Fallon. So that happened, and that happened for 15 minutes. And then he went into the whole hour-long tirade about psychics. Sorry.
Melvin says one theory suggests that the term guinea may have been used because Italian immigrants often arrived in the United States with coins called guineas in their pockets. I like it. It works just as well as anything.
Exactly.
What racism hurts more, Monique, Puerto Rican or Italian? I got to be honest with you. The first time that Anita, who lived across the street from me, called me a spick, that hurt more than anything that anybody had ever said in my life because I lived in a predominantly Italian neighborhood. And
Yeah.
so to hear a word that was so derogatory and so disgusting, and the fact that she was only maybe like 7 or 8 years old means that it came from her parents. And that made it even worse because, that begets.
Begets.
It's something that comes from your parents, right? So
I don't know. The most scariest thing I've ever heard is, "Oh, you an Italian? I knew an Italian once." Yeah.
Italian.
Yeah, that's scary. That's like you're looking for an exit and you're ready to leave.
Hey, Johnny.
That costume is not from my childhood. That's from a half hour ago. The
Johnny.
strength. What is it? The wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the power of Atlas, the speed of Mercury. What does Achilles do? It's not the heel of Achilles. And the M is Shazam, Zeus. Power Zeus, and the speed is for Mercury.
So, you have to know that we came on with absolutely no show prepared whatsoever. So we've just been blathering incoherently about guineas and gindaloons for the last 20 minutes or so.
That was worth disrupting your party for.
Honestly, I left to come here and do this for no good reason whatsoever. And everybody was on the same page with, let's wait till tomorrow. The show sucks so hard. It's not even worth discussing and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Show must go on. So,
but wait a minute. Wasn't the laugh of me dressed up as a cat worth it?
Exactly. As opposed to me like slut whore with white hair. I think that is your cat trumps me like by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I was slutty Shazam at the party I was at just now.
Really?
Are there no photos?
That's the new thing. Like you just put slutty in front of everything, no matter what it is. You can't think of it.
Well, we were talking about Howard bitching about Heidi Klum not dressing like a slut as opposed to like a worm or whatever the hell she was this year. And and so we were just comparing her to the one time Beth ever dressed up, and she put on cat ears, not too dissimilar to what Dennis is wearing right now, except he decided to paint his face like a little bit of a pudding tat as well.
Thank you, Michael Jennings. Yes, we've checked out the Beth fan page. It was stolen from Sarah's blog called The Adventures of Beth O' Nobody, and she lifted it much like McDowell's did.
Exactly.
True story. We tried to hook up with her, and she's in See You Next Tuesday. Arrogant, pompous. I thought she was, what's her name? Rob Zombie's wife for a while. Because all that blog did was talk about Sherry Moon Zombie, and it was the weirdest thing. She would crowbar Sherry Moon Zombie and Rob Zombie into Beth's blog. Dame Beth Man.
Fuck her.
Oh, exactly.
Her anally. She knows nothing. She knows nothing. I don't even know.
Damn.
To be honest with you.
You know what I love is
the fact that she still like tags in dog shed is like psychotic.
She puts watermarks on her pictures, like she.
I know.
They're public pictures.
They're Instagram pictures of Beth's, and she puts her watermark on them like they're hers. Oh, fuck her.
I wrote her once. I said, I steal all your pictures, and I screenshot over your watermark so you don't get credit for it. I just go right over it.
I comment on anything there. Melvin wants to know, Arm, what's the candy situation over there? Are you balls deep in Kit Kats, dressed up as slutty Kit Kat? Discuss.
My favorite candy now is something called Fast Break. It's a derivative of Reese's where they added caramel into the Reese's. It's really obscure. Thank you, Tamara Francois. Thank you, sister.
At work, so thanks for entertaining.
As a man of color, as a gentleman of color, I thank you, Tamara Francois.
You're so funny. If
as anybody,
anybody in this thing has color, including Xavier, it's me.
I know.
One
Hey,
that has
I'm
even like a
half
remote.
Sicilian. It isn't that far off.
Okay,
It's
did
all
you
Middle
do your
Eastern.
DNA? Did you do your 23andMe?
Oh no, not thankfully it wasn't 23andMe since they just sold their stuff to a
Did
to
you
a
did
to a
you
lab.
come out at 17% sub-Saharan African?
No,
my friend?
I came out like 10% Middle Eastern.
Okay, so
Sorry.
yes, okay, so you do, yeah, so you cannot. I can say the N word if I really
Middle
wanted to.
Eastern.
If hard pressed, I could say the N word if I wanted to.
That's Andrew Jenkins. That's a good callback, but yeah, sure. Ralph had that huge fight with Rob Zombie at Howard's Halloween party. We believe he said something
Yes.
to the effect of your movie sucked, your music sucks, and Rob complained to Howard, and he got really pissed at Ralph. And I'm sure Sherry was involved in that in some way. We don't know the full story, but I think that's how it went.
No, Mike McN, I cannot say 18% of the N word because I do not use that word. However, it was interesting
It's
when
nigh. You could say nigh.
when I was in PA, I have all these little diaries from when I was like 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. And it's so weird that the N word, because I lived in Brooklyn amongst the Italians, the Gindaloons, the guineas of high order.
Say who
And
you live next door to.
they where? When I was a kid?
In Green. Yeah,
Who?
it's a Sonny Black Napolitano.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Anybody watch Donnie Brasco? He's who Michael Madsen plays. He says to him in the Japanese restaurant, goes, Donnie, take off your shoes or I'm gonna chop off your fucking feet. And that's Michael Madsen with a Boston accent played Sonny Napolitano in that movie.
Well, Sonny Napolitano, his daughter was one of my closest friends, and I have shared with John only pictures of us as children
Oh no,
with
I've seen
her.
them. I have seen them too.
Oh,
You
I
should
did.
be
Yeah.
you should be proud of it. And for your information, the real Joe Pistone, Donnie Brasco, said that Sonny Napolitano was the best guy amongst that mob crew. You could talk to him about any topic. He could separate himself from the mob on a chicken coop on the roof. He said he was easily the best guy on the whole crew.
I'm sure that's true, but you know what? When we used to have a sleepover at their house, it was crazy because there were cameras everywhere. The doors were like
No.
locked, like there was a fence in the front with a lock on it that you had to be buzzed in. Then you were buzzed into the house, and then there were cameras everywhere. So it was a little bit weird, and you never
You
really
think?
knew why because you didn't really know as a kid. What was
What was
going
up?
on.
You didn't know what was
you were
up.
13, you didn't know what was up. You just knew that she had a house that was really fortified where you only had like one key that went for both locks in your house, not that it was like fortified or anything. So yeah,
The real Joe Pistone slept over there all the time. He said that he would wake up and they would watch cartoons and there would be a bakery across the street and they would get rolls. I don't know what the name of the bakery is. You would know.
Are you talking about when they were at the club?
No, he would sleep over Sonny's place.
It wasn't a bakery across the street. There was one down
or
the
adjacent or something, wherever it is.
Rosalie's Bakery was on
that
the corner, which was like
nice
a block
Kaiser roll. Get a nice Kaiser roll, put some butter on it.
No, let me tell you about Rosalie's Bakery. So Rosalie's Bakery was the place that you would go to. So we had a girlfriend named Maria who lived above Rosalie's Bakery. And we would do something that we called breaking night, where you would tell your mother that you were sleeping at Diane's house, and Diane would tell her mother she was sleeping at Teresa's house, and Teresa's mother, you would tell her that you were sleeping at Maria's house, whatever, and you would just stay out all night because you didn't know where the hell your kids were. And so Rosalie's Bakery used to bake their bread at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's the
one. And it would waif into Maria's apartment.
No, past tense, waif.
Waved.
W-I, like Kate Moss?
I don't know. And and so what we would do is we would go downstairs with like a chunk of butter, and what they would do for us is they would bake it into the bread, and so we would have our own loaf of freshly baked Italian bread with the butter already baked into it. And
wow!
That at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and you weighed 105 pounds at the time. You didn't give a shit about like calories or anything. And we would just wolf it. It was just the most amazing thing in the whole wide world.
It's got to be the same bakery.
It has to be Rosalie's, because Rosalie's was on the corner of Ainsley and Graham Avenue.
Yeah.
And the Napolitanos lived on Ainsley between Graham and Manhattan, I guess. So yeah, that would make sense. They would be right down the block. Yes. I don't know that Peter Criss was from Williamsburg. I don't know this.
I didn't know that either. I thought they were from
I didn't
Queens.
know that either. Wow.
I don't know this at all. Josh Foster says Peter Criss from Chris, the Italian kid from old school Williamsburg. I don't know that. I would like to know more information about that because I don't know that even slightly.
Was it Schnitzers?
How would Monique know who Shelton Jones is, Josh? Why would she know she's from Amityville? That's
Who?
crazy.
What are we talking
Shelton Jones. He's talking about
Shelton
Shelton Jones.
Shelton Jones is? I don't know.
He's an old St. John's forward who had a cup of coffee in the NBA.
I should have dressed as an Egyptian tonight, but this is the only wig I had, so that's all I got. Yes, Dennis has fleas. Monique has crabs. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Aja. You know what? For that, you get a timeout. Okay.
Oh,
Because we can. All right. So all I have for tonight, that's AWL. All I have for tonight is some cleaning out the computer clips. That's all I've got. So what else can you tell us about tonight's show before we go to cleaning
okay,
up?
so after doing the Pat Robertson thing, they did some horrible psychic bit with Sal.
Right, and then he said that he had friends that paid $400 for
readings,
evaluations, and then one time Beth did it, and they told her that she wasn't going to be his one true love.
So the funny thing about the Beth thing is that he kind of conflated that story because Beth actually went to a pet psychic to see about Bianca, if Bianca could connect from beyond the grave.
Yes.
What a
That's
scam
the truth
that
about Beefus.
So then apparently Howard went to the psychic on a buffet food line. We have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And again, you know what? I didn't listen to the show.
I did, and that was terrible. It was 100% lost. It was 112% lost.
John, did you listen to
I listened to 15 minutes. I told just the Benji part.
Long?
I listened to the first half hour, and that was it because I assumed that Bond would be recording tonight. And sadly, Bond said, you know what, I fucked up. And
he had me record you an intro as Alec Baldwin. I don't know if you've seen it. It's in your email.
No, let me see if it's in the
thing.
He had this whole thing planned.
The other thing that happened was they were talking about past.
I wanna feel the sun, have barbecues. I wanna see my friends, the old and new. We'll turn on the game and share some laughs, and we'll play.
Or that. So
what?
So the other thing that happened that was kind of weird is that Howard was talking about when he dies, how he'd be remembered, whatever. And they were talking about going to people when they were dying, like his father, how he didn't know what to do and he didn't want to be there when he died, and he felt weird talking about it. So then Blobbin comes out of nowhere, of course, and goes, when my mother came out of her coma, I rushed over to the hospital, and she said my daughter sent me those flowers. Because Robin had just had chemo, and she didn't recognize her. And Robin's like, that was me. So they're standing there, and the lady in the bed next to her mother went, maybe you should hug your mother. literally just completely unable to actually have a real interpersonal relationship with another human being.
She can't have any kind of relationship with anybody. She's completely addicted to herself, and that's all.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this was insane.
Let me ask you guys a question. In the article, which I read, I think the abbreviated version, even though Monique sent us the full one, and I didn't read, it's 4 versions of it, and they try to, why is nobody else visiting her in any way, shape, or form in terms of any of it's only Howard that knows about this? No one else has any. There's no Gary. There's nobody else is well wishing her.
And how
no friends
or what are you saying?
How come nobody? How come she's not thanking anyone else in the world but him? And why is her? Did you believe that theory about the benefits? Somebody wrote a thread about how he's staying around because they can't. Like, why is Scott's benefits not covered, but Robin's are?
Exactly.
Robin Salem.
I don't think that Robin's benefits were covered. I think that Howard paid a lot of it out of pocket, and I think Robin did too.
My father worked for Jeff Schick at IBM, and he had cancer. And you don't hear he didn't pay a dime. And I'm not. There's no way his benefits are better than Howard's. He was a salesman he was a computer salesman at IBM.
Monique, I honestly prescribe to that the coverage is going to be fairly decent. And the only thing is,
I'm sure that there's a cap for how much you have to lay out of pocket, right?
I don't, Monique. My dad went for treatments twice a week. He'd never paid shit, and there's no way his benefits are better than Howard's.
The only thing that Howard could have helped with, or would have been like the in-home care, but because that's always limited. But that's stuff
I also think, honestly, like as some of you may know, I have a really, really close friend who is one of the heads of pediatric oncology at Sloan Kettering. And he's not the guy that you go to under your insurance. He's the guy you go to when it's like, holy shit, my child is dying. What do I do? And you will pay any amount of money to get the best help necessary. He's not covered under United Healthcare. You know what I mean? He's not covered under Aetna. He's just that guy that you go to find out what you can do to make yourself okay. And I think there's some aspect of that to cancer. Honestly, I do. Because there's the guys you go to, and then there's the guys
the other problem with. The other problem is that Blobbin let it go to the point where she was going to die very soon. Because when you stop urinating and it's going onto all your other organs, you're not long. So I'll prescribe to that because they had to go to somebody that was a super specialist who can do late cancer treatment.
There are specialists that you go to that are not covered under any insurance because they are just who they are, and you will pay anything to hear from them.
And 100%, it was not Dr. Anus. 100%, it was not Dr. Anus.
No. She went to Sloan Kettering, and she went to the best. And I feel like Howard paid for that. Like, I feel like he said, you know what? I am going to use whatever power I have to find the best person I can to give you the best case scenario for your cancer.
It was Eyeball that started that thread. I'm looking at it right now. He goes, even with good healthcare coverage, extended illness treatments can cost patients thousands of dollars a year. Also, not all plans, Medicare, for example, cover a wide range of extremely expensive cancer drugs. 10 years ago, I was in the hospital for a month, and even with my good coverage, I was hit with a $40,000 bill for a smooth out-of-plan.
Okay, for Robin, that's like a food bill for like
a month. She doesn't have any kids. She has nothing to worry
about. She makes at least $3 million a year. She has no responsibilities but herself.
But that's one little thing. He says, I can't imagine what 10 plus years of multiple hospitalizations, treatment, and in-home care could even run. Even for someone very, very wealthy, it can drain you very quickly, especially if you don't have any income coming in. Maybe that's why Howard does as little as possible just to keep this going. The bonus is that he gets to be the silent martyr as well as partner and look like the good guy when I agree 100%.
But Robin has coming in. Robin, it's not like Robin is retired. Robin has income.
Who is she trying to help with this article? Who is this for? Who is the show for? Who is this article for? Who is this helping? Nobody can relate to her.
Howard.
She can't. You can't administer this advice to anybody. You can't do what she did. Who is this helping?
Howard.
You think she gives a shit about your fellow human beings and their coverage?
It's not about.
That's right, Dennis. That's right.
It's about Howard. It's 100% about Howard. Howard the hero.
I'm just saying she has the money to afford her health care.
You'd think.
She's not poor.
She's making 8 figures. I know that for a fact.
No responsibility but herself.
It's a good little debate that we don't know the full answer to, but it's real. They lie about everything. Why would this be any different? He lied about cancer to sell his stupid book with 16 new pages.
Dollars, and she's by herself.
Why would you trust him to tell the truth about anything, even this? But he lied about cancer already with the book.
There's nothing to lie about. There's nothing to lie about.
They're martyrs. They want sympathy. They're trying to look like
I think
heroes. They
that
have nothing. They're
Howard's help,
attention whores, and this is all she's got.
I think that Howard's help was to call the best of the best to find out if they could consult with Robin. Look at as Dennis is licking himself to consult with the best of the best. I don't think that Robin for a second didn't already have in place the best people she possibly could once she realized that, putting magnets behind her friggin' ears or taking ayahuasca wasn't exactly what was going to help her get through this. Okay.
Josh Foster's right. You need Walter Berry or Boo Harvey money to afford that kind of medical care. He's right.
Robin has that money. She has never had to spend money on anything. There's a
How
boat
about being
and a
suckered?
home.
Wait, being suckered for things though. That's
okay.
It's not massive amount. She has been suckered many times.
That's okay. She still is a lone human being with no responsibilities
lonely human
whatsoever, except for the shit that she chooses to indulge in. That's it. That's all she's got. So Robin is a single, lonely human being with lots of money and lots of time on her hands. I am telling you that the best thing that Howard did was probably put her in the right direction of the best human being at Sloan Kettering.
I actually guarantee Howard that insisted she actually see that doctor because she was not going to go to a Western doctor. She still doesn't give any of them credit.
Why is the 72-year-old Dennis can't find her own doctor? What is this shit?
Because she's incompetent.
Howard's the guru for all the you have to go to him.
Martyr syndrome, though. It's Howard's.
I know. You're right.
Let me do. I'm Howard Stern. Let me do this. I can get you the best person. You know what? And honestly, I would.
If they died, that would be who cares?
Honest with you guys completely. That if Dennis called me tomorrow and said, God forbid, he had some sort of dread disease, I would do everything in my power to find the best person humanly possible that I could within my spectrum of knowledge.
Okay, I got
John, same. I mean, that's what we do. That's
that's you. That's you. You're not a sociopath. You're not a sociopath. That's you. You're thinking of the wrong person. How about this with the great K Tate in the mockery thread offered yesterday when I had Ram Rage yesterday. That's why I missed the show. I literally punched Tom Chiasano's suit on the wall and ruptured my hand. I'm okay now. I'm double jointed. I really did. I really had Ram Rage yesterday.
Double jointed.
And depression. Would Howard part with his helicopter rides or treat Robin's? If he had to choose between curing Robin's cancer or his helicopter rides, would he do it? You have to forego the helicopter rides, and Robin's cancer is cured.
Stupidest.
No, it isn't stupid.
No, it isn't.
It isn't stupid.
I've ever heard in my entire life.
You can't have private jet or helicopter treatment, and we'll cure Robin's cancer.
$1 million a year. He can do whatever the.
No, it's no. It's a what if. It's a what if.
You lose the access to that stuff if this happens.
And Robin's cancer can be cured.
He would lose that access.
He would never agree to that.
No,
I can't even indulge in this because it's a stupid analogy. And
how about this?
It's both so can be true at the same time.
No, we're not. That's not the point.
Scenario.
It's a what if scenario. He's so selfish, and he can't part with any of the modern conveniences. He would never cure her cancer to part with private jets and helicopter treatment.
I mean, curing Robin's cancer or going back into the studio every day.
Studio every day. Or being around commoners.
You know what? I can't win with you two. I don't think that two can be true at the same time. He can do both.
That's not what I'm asking you.
And I don't know that he takes helicopters all that much. But I got nothing.
He did every weekend for how many years? For 15 years.
I don't know.
It's always there, and there's a helicopter pad right next to him. How about this? Ashley's kidnapped by a bunch of terrorists. And Howard has to show a video that he has to eat a full hoagie cheesesteak in order to save her. Would he do it?
Oh, she's dead.
She's dead.
She's dead.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
That's the same thing. Thank you. You do agree with me on that?
Yes.
A hoagie cheesesteak. He has to have a video proving he ate it, and Ashley gets saved by the terrorists.
Oh my God.
Monique looks like Brent's NYXXT OnlyFans. I don't know what NXXT.
Look at Sunflower Dragon with the Mika Brzezinski. Slick back, dude. You gotta love it. Morning Joe
The old
action.
TV video of Robin's
Wow.
Peru trip had video of her laying in the grass and a medicine man laying rocks on her belly. Happy Halloween to all. You know what?
Dear
While
God.
I'm sitting here, let me see if I can find that video.
Oh, please no.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
probably true, Randy. After the Kobe thing, he's not going to use a helicopter anymore. He's that paranoid. You're probably right, Randy Marsh.
I don't know how to spell ayahuasca. Let me see.
It's really crazy spelling.
Yeah.
There's
Isn't
like,
it
there's
H,
like a U in there and
Thank God
stuff.
for Google because it's
Andrew Jenkins. She has fallen off.
I'll tell you about something called ayahuasca.
okay, hang on, let me get to
So
it.
you get over to Peru.
Let's play this, shall we? Because it's always fun to see Robin doing ayahuasca. Hang on, let me show
Is
you.
it spelled like Hiawatha Seed 137? Is that how it's spelled?
You know, I spelled it completely.
That's it. John Doe got it.
I spelled it
Oh my
completely.
God.
It worked
Yeah,
out.
I can't figure that
All
out.
right, yeah, no, you can't. All right, here we go. Let's play a little bit of this just so we can hear it.
It's like 300 hours to get there.
Yes. And then they say, you know, we have a shaman here who wants to read coca leaves for you.
Oh, God, Robin, what are you doing?
Robin's
You're
trying everything
insane.
to cure her
Howard, I
cancer.
walk
She knew
into
she
the
had
room
it.
where the masters, because they say, okay, now it's time for your ayahuasca ceremony.
Oh, big deal.
And they bring me into this room. There are
Look at this
mats
shithole.
and pillows lining the walls, but there are 2 buckets.
And by the way, the only thing I will give credit to Robin for is that is the first time I ever heard of ayahuasca, and now it's like everywhere. So it's like a
Yeah.
thing that she was probably the first person I ever heard of doing it. You
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I do
never heard it
agree.
Before.
Yeah.
In the room.
It's on to the next
So
scam.
then the master starts to explain to me. He says, you are going to get sick, but don't worry about it. Everybody does.
Oh.
So the bucket is here
I
for you
couldn't
to
do this.
vomit in.
I would have left.
Lady.
I would've
Oh,
said, you know what? I'm not interested in vomiting.
So finally, after he prays and, you know, he meditates and he
Mhm.
reads the coca leaves, he says, now it's time for you to take la medicina. He tries to open this stuff and it starts foaming. It's like this ugly brown liquid.
Oh, my
I
God.
would
would you
Yeah.
do that?
Glasses kill it.
Look at it. It looks
I'm telling
horrible. It is the worst tasting stuff you could ever imagine. So as soon as you taste it, you don't want to do anything more. And he's
Right.
like, no, drink it up, drink it up, drink it up. So I gulp it down.
Oh,
And then they sit and watch you
right.
because you
I'd
got to
kill my-
wait 20 or 30 minutes, sick as a dog.
Oh,
And I start throwing up
oh my God.
so
Are you insane?
violently
You're nuts.
that I'm also farting.
All right. So basically, what
Wow.
the story is with ayahuasca is they are using treatments like this for veterans that have PTSD. You know,
Really?
yes. So LSD, ayahuasca, things like that are supposed to like open your brain up a little bit. And Rick Perry, who is the former governor of Texas, is the leading proponent of it. So he is leading the charge for LSD, mushrooms, ayahuasca, things like that, to be legalized for usage with veterans with PTSD so that we can stop the sheer amount of suicides that happen with enlisted men who kill themselves.
I hate men.
And apparently it's working really.
So tune in, turn on, and drop out, huh?
And drop out. Yes. And he's a huge proponent of it. And he's like, I've seen it work. I've seen how people have made a difference in their lives and they are thriving.
So, Melanie has a question.
And a cock, yes, in her chocolate starfish. Yes. So all I have for you guys tonight, even though I cannot believe we have been on the air for 49 minutes
I
already.
figured we'd do like an hour. I mean, you know.
Cleaning out the computer.
So thankfully, we have nothing from today, but Johnny did, in fact, share some stuff with us for tonight. I don't know how to play an MP4 on here, but I'm gonna try. Let me just see
It's
if
like
it.
an MP3 except quicker.
There's only one MP4 I think I gave you. The rest of them are.
Oh, I have it. I
Guess
have it.
who?
Okay. You're so cute. I love this. All right. I'm going to try and do this. So this is Armic Baldwin. Tell me what this is.
This was supposed to be Bon Jovi wanted to do a thing where you weren't here tonight,
Yeah.
and it was going to be Alec Baldwin saying why you weren't here or introducing him in place of you, and then recounting a story of you and just kind of like
Oh God, I don't even want to.
he wrote me out a script. I had to read. It's gonna go,
Yes, it's me, Armlick Baldwin.
Armlick.
And when I'm not fatally shooting broads or creating more and more humans with my beautiful wife, Hilaria, I'm doing gigs like this to make a little extra cash because I cannot find any work at all. Tonight, Monique, who I once saw trundling through the set of 30 Rock with an ass that doesn't quit and an accent that I can't tell if it's Puerto Rican or Italian, will not be here to host the show because she's attending a Halloween party in like Central Islip or something. So we have the comfortable cerebral Bon Jovial taking her place. Anyway, I have to go and hide some more evidence and tend to my army of children who now look at me like I'm Lee Harvey Oswald or something.
Oh my God, that's so insane.
we co-wrote the
Absolutely
script.
Crazy.
I don't even
I
have
love
words
every
for that.
second of it.
Bon Jovi writes this. He writes, insert some lame Long Island town that she went to the party at. So I chose Central Islip. Close call between Comac and Central Islip.
All right, so everybody wants to see my costume. It's really not a costume, so I'll show it to you because it's not a costume. It's just a dress I have. So it's just a.
Thank you, German.
It's just a, elastic
dress?
waist, nothing dress that's really short, and but don't even have shoes on, and that's what I'm wearing.
Melvin's spanking into those tan lines right now.
I have a tan line. Oh, I have a little bit.
A little bit.
Little bit of tan line.
Yeah, not much. All right, so
I love a subtle tan line.
all right, so we're gonna go on. I have a couple of clips from Johnny Benji versus
There he
Robin
is.
Spencer,
There's
1 and
Melvin.
2. I have fake prank calls 1 and 2, and then I have Matthew Perry 1 through 8. So where do you want to start?
Let's go with this is perfect because Benji apparently popped in today, so I think a lot of people hadn't heard. We heard this one other time, and this is Benji raging at Robin's cancer, and Benji's late, and they have this fight, and he calls her fat, and they fight over her cancer, and it's perfect because it's Benji and it's Robin's cancer, and she has to go further into the cancer of stuff we didn't know. And this is like, Dennis, what year is this? 2018?
18, yeah.
Okay.
It's 18.
You know, Howard, I'm actually going through something right now. I'm in a lot of pain.
Robin, why do you do this?
Let her. What do you mean? What is she doing wrong?
No. I know.
You have no right to tell her what to do.
I know I fucked up.
No, you didn't.
But Robin, why do you do this? Why do you do this? Like,
Well, if I can
you know
get
what?
up
I
and get to work.
I want to
stay
hear.
up all night till an hour
That's
before.
right. She's
and I just
teaching
stay
you.
there. And now, you know what? I'm actually in pain.
She's teaching you.
That doesn't
Listen, you'll learn
No, it's
something.
not.
Yeah, wait, I'm going to learn now. Fuck you, I want to learn. Go ahead, Robin. Tell me about your pain.
Yesterday, I did step out for a moment during the Bon Jovi
I saw that. John caught
thing,
that, by
and
the way.
he caught it.
Yeah.
I almost didn't get back to the studio.
What happened?
Because I was in pain.
What? Where? Were you in the vagina?
No.
Yes, I'm in
effect
pain
from
in the
I do have
vagina.
some effects
In the vagina.
of that large surgery.
Listen to
And
this,
they
Benji.
cause me problems sometime.
Yeah.
And
Where was the pain? Do you know?
Yes, I could. Do I want to tell you where the pain was?
I want you to tell Benji. Don't tell me.
Well, my point is, first of all, I was here, and I was here on time.
Yes.
And like I said, I went to the ladies' room, and I was like, oh, my God. But I still came back. I made it back into the studio.
She sounds a little sick in that clip.
She does.
Yep, yeah.
She does. She's bragging about being in her own apartment, being early, making the show on time. Not that Benji's right. He's a jagoff too.
I don't mean this in a mean way, but it's the clearest way to say it. Why are you overweight?
Oh,
Wow.
Why am I overweight?
Hey,
Because
Benji,
I'm still going through things physically.
Why? No.
She had. Hey, hold on. You're out of bounds. You're the late one. She's a woman.
All right, I should have said. Okay.
Yeah, and third, no. She's a woman who went through a major fucking cancer.
Okay, Howard.
Threatening cancer.
But I'm not sitting here complaining about it. I know it isn't
unconscious.
She's
not conscious. No, she wasn't trying to help.
She's trying to help you.
No, that wasn't trying to help.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
She's saying I was in pain and I made it into the studio.
I can go through pain.
No, you.
I'm sorry. Can we clarify? Is she in studio or is she at home?
She's in
at home.
studio at this time.
Is she in studio?
Yes. In 2018, she was in studio.
For like briefly, right? And then back to COVID, and then it never happened again.
Oh, no, 2020 was COVID. She was in there.
That's what I mean, like COVID, and then she's back to... I'm so tired of tracking her
she got
bullshit.
worse.
Obviously, you know how to not be overweight. And you're a good
but
person.
I'm not making it anybody's issue.
If
you're making something about you somebody else's issue.
You're interrupting my show. You're affecting me. Her weight doesn't affect me because she's here on time.
That wasn't my point about it. My point
I don't sit there and say to you, Benji, you can't work on the show because you're overweight. I don't care if you... fuck off. Fucking maniac.
When you pause it for a minute?
Right guy, you're not.
Yes.
Okay. At the very end of this, Howard slips in something. You know, everybody thinks that people who thought they weren't replaceable, they are very replaceable. So try to, I don't know if he means Artie, if he means Jackie, if he means John, but he's clearly insinuating that ilk at the end.
I think the whole thing is actually a little fucked up. I gotta be honest with you. I don't.
Weird.
Well, so Blobbin is heavy because she's on steroids because that's one way to treat it. I mean, you know, when you're in a heavy dose, you gain a lot of weight. So that, I mean, but that's all she had to say.
Honestly, but I think it's like a dick move of Benji to even bring that up. But okay.
Yeah, it's like, who's right here? I mean, I hate Benji too, and Jeremy Harrelson hates him too. But like, he is, you know, he is insanely replaceable. And the stuff, the weird leverage Benji has is one of the big mysteries. Whether
So
it's
valuable.
sister,
indeed.
Trust me, you're not that valuable.
I know
I'm not. Believe me, I've been through this with guys who think they're so fucking valuable.
I don't. It's
And
not
then
that.
I tell them they're
John.
not that.
It's not.
None of you are.
I know
Right.
that.
Me included.
Not even.
Yeah. Meanwhile, 8 years later, you're still a part of the show. Like
Still there.
that you
Still
are.
getting paid.
I don't even understand what you do for a living. Okay, so Frank, fake prank calls.
yeah. So there was a lot of yelling in the mockery thread. I didn't hear this, but the mockery thread was going crazy today. How fake the pranks sound and everything. And this
Absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like this was left on the air and it was supposed to be off the air. Gary and Howard talk about the prank call protocol and how it's fake. And they explain that they passed a rule and they're not allowed to do it. And they say, I honestly think this was not meant for the air. And I don't know how I got this on some old shows going, this is like 6 months ago, I was making clips for this and I found this on accident. And the one after it is Opie blatantly explaining the rule.
All right, here we go. Fake prank calls. Howard and Gary slip up.
You know, it's really weird. I was just talking to the intern. He was telling me that USA Today did a big article on all these shows that do these ambush interviews. And it says that they get them to sign releases in advance that say, even if it's fake afterwards, you can't do anything about it. Like, we never get to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't know how these shows get to do all this stuff.
Everything we do is wrong, and we get fined by the government.
I was just explaining to the intern how we're not allowed to make a phony phone call unless we tell the...
What year is this?
It's like early serious.
Okay, so early 2006, 7,
mid two, something like that.
It's a phony phone call.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, how's that a phony phone call?
We have to inform people that we're goofing on them,
Right.
and then
Yes,
we go
you do.
ahead. No, actually, one party there's all kinds of rules in whatever state you make it in, and one party has to know in advance. It's a whole, who cares? It's a whole discussion.
There seems to be different rules, though, for television, radio, newspaper.
Oh, on TV, you can go up to someone and tell them their grandma just died, watch them have a nervous breakdown, and maybe go into a fit, and then you go up and go, hey, we're just kidding.
It's a show.
You're so stupid because that's exactly what you do all the time, every day, day after day, on every show.
So what he has to call the person, we're going to prank you. Get ready, hear it, go along with it, and we're going to make like it's real. You have to tell the person first and then present it on the air like you really got, and they're going along with
Like
it.
that clip I played last week with the guy where they just kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him to say more. And then, you know, I'm positive at the end of that, they told him that this is for Howard Stern show. They had to, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Has to. That's what
They have no
and
choice but
and
to.
it's gotten worse. It hasn't gotten better. They're worried about getting sued. Litigious and being sued is worse than ever now. It hasn't gotten looser. As we always say on the show, you ain't get more. It gets less fun as the years go on, no matter where you work.
All right, here's the part 2.
Yeah. It's so fake.
Once again, for the people, we're blowing up a lot of radio shows and their spots, but you can't do prank calls on the radio anymore. So if you hear a prank call out there, it's all set up in advance. The FCC changed the rules. There was a time you were allowed, and we had a lot of fun with it ourselves. Yeah. But you cannot do it. It's a major FCC fine.
This is Haywood. Haywood, you blow me. The time. And
that's all he says. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just wanted to blatantly, spell it out.
All right, let's get into that shithead Matthew Perry.
Yes.
Piece.
You want me to explain the trajectory?
Please. So I have 1 through 8 here. It's a lot of clips. So just
Howard's obsessed with Friends, and everybody knows that. As a gay man would be, is obsessed with watching Friends.
But
he knows
he's not obsessed with watching Friends.
He was.
He's obsessed with the popularity of Friends, and that they're making all this money, and he isn't.
Yeah, I mean, he watched
really
it.
Comes down to. He never watched the show.
He claims to back then. He would come back and say he and Ralph would talk about it. I don't know if I believe it. So in the early 2000s, they spent very semi-regularly basically defaming and goofing on Matthew Perry's drugs and pain addiction. Mike Walker would give them rumors. They would run with it, act like it was true, and they would go on and on and on with it. Finally, Matthew Perry's people issued them a cease and desist lawsuit threat at the end. And I don't know I didn't hear the show yesterday. Anything he said that's positive. Didn't he tell a lie about something about Gary? Oh God, what did he say about him yesterday, Dennis, on Monday?
He basically said he was great on the show, and that he fought drug addiction, and he had to overcome that, and it was basically just milquetoast kind of this is your death wiki.
And this is his real relationship with Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
Who's never been at all the Friends people. Okay, we know Addison's been on the whole thing with Addison going on now. She was also the Nutrisystem girl. Lisa Kudrow was on a lot back in the 90s, more than any of them were. David Schwimmer was on once. Matt LeBlanc has never been on. And Courtney Cox was on via David Arquette.
Right.
So we're going to do Arquette, Matthew Perry 1.
So this is the first, I'm doing it in timeline. So this is early 2001. He has David Arquette on, and he launches into rumors about the Friends set and David Arquette visiting Courtney, and he starts to goof on, launches into this Matthew Perry stuff about a sober coach. Johnny Depp is a sober coach named Beachy Coldclea through Elton John.
Do you ever visit the set where your wife works?
Yeah, all the time.
You do? Okay. This guy, Matthew Perry, from Friends. Really, can't he pull it together? Can't you talk to him about this? You high?
No, I'm not. I don't get high.
Yeah. But did you ever try to hide his pills? Did you ever see him take pills? Did you see him take Vicodin?
No.
You ever talk to him about
When
it?
does he take the pills? Nobody ever sees.
Right.
It's a sort of a personal thing with him. Like he's got addictive personality.
First of all, David Arquette is a douchebag.
Absolutely.
He never was the most articulate human being. And the only reason he had Arquette on was because he wanted Courtney Cox on.
Absolutely.
Was he acting all right on the set?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell.
Look who you're asking. This guy's changing his clothes already. What do you think is going on with him? Give me a psychological profile.
He's got just
Thank you, Lord.
addictive problems.
What are his
I don't know what the heck.
What is his pressure? He's making $750,000 an episode.
But that's not what it's about.
Really?
What is it about?
What is it about?
Is it about success or
Yeah.
about happiness? It's about, dealing.
It is.
Well, yeah. I think I got this guy figured out.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure you do.
So his people are listening to this all the way, and he continues with this for the rest of the year. And the last thing we'll show you, the cease and desist finally comes, but it's a progression of him. I mean, you guys remember this every day with Matthew Perry and the Pink every day.
And I always found it so freaking weird. It's like, what the hell did Matthew Perry would do to him? It's like, why is he banging
They're
on him?
not even in the same, they don't run in the same circle. They're not like
He's
the
never
same
even been in it, I know.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Do
loves
you
this
go
shit.
to parties where there are pills all over in the bowl and all that stuff?
No, not anymore.
Oh, you know when you're in trouble when you get the sobriety coach, and I understand that Matthew had that on the set.
Take us into that world.
I never went that deep.
Take us into that world. So you visit the set, and some guy's walking around with a sobriety coach. Do you laugh? What do you do?
I don't know. It's not really.
How does that work?
Come on, I
Public.
understand. Courtney had to talk about the sobriety coach because they said the sobriety coach got all involved in the show.
Yeah. Isn't that annoying?
I didn't really not much.
Like you go to the set, you don't get involved in the show.
Nah,
No, you watch and
I
fun.
go there. I go play basketball and I say hi to my wife, and then I go.
Right. But why does the sobriety coach have to open his mouth and start getting involved in the show?
Everybody wants to be a writer.
Right.
For me.
Does the coach?
I hate
Arquette.
okay, sorry.
Now listen to Robin, who wants all the sympathy now for her cancer. How insensitive, ridiculous is she during that? She and now this is why everybody hates her. I mean, this is why everybody hates her. Listen to her.
Absolutely.
Listen how unempathetic. She's a sociopath as well. One level less than
absolutely.
Howard, but almost on his level.
So our next clip is Badminton Kid Gossip.
Yeah, they tell a story that they get gossip, and they tell a story that Matthew Perry's trying to rehabilitate himself, and he's working with kids, playing badminton with them. And he drops this drug story that they claim Matthew Perry got shamed out of the badminton thing by the kids calling him a fat drug addict.
Josh Foster, thank you so much. Can you
Doug
change
Sisk.
my gunk tagline to Doug Sisk once told me to go F myself?
He's no Jesse Orozco, Josh.
Thanks for doing the show
Doug
tonight.
Sisk was the Mets' second reliever, Monique. He had like
Mets
14 saves.
second reliever.
Yeah, he was not Jesse Orozco.
Second
He was
reliever.
the second reliever.
Second reliever.
No. I mean, this guy should his balls busted by badminton players.
10-year-old.
Yeah, by 10-year-old badminton players. You can't even put them in line.
It's the gayest thing ever.
It's like the
Scott the Engineer story.
Get out of the playground.
If my father ever saw me playing badminton with a guy who's on Friends, he would have beat the hell out of me.
Yeah, what would you say if you told him you were playing pickleball?
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can't even believe what this guy did to himself.
Well, it's funny if you watch,
Get into the gym.
if you watch the
You're
rerun.
on TV.
If you watch the reruns, you can really follow his drug addiction. Because, I mean, he was down to I swear, it might have been 145.
Yeah, because he goes from anorexic to
I mean, there was a time where it was like a skeleton was acting.
And the other guy got chubby too, Joey.
Joey looked.
Well, they tried to make a joke. I thought it was directed at me because I'm so egotistical.
I thought
You know what's really amazing to me, like with these shows like Friends and stuff like that, clearly, like with Artie, clearly they knew Matty Perry had an issue, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Here he is losing weight. He's down to like Skeletor in certain seasons. But yet it's like, fuck it. You know what? He's integral to the show. We don't
Do you care about what his weight is on the show? Does it matter?
No.
He's a wisecracking, who gives a
I
shit if
didn't,
he's
even
fat or
know,
skinny?
I didn't even know the friggin' Village people.
Before we went on here,
You
Monique
know
said
what?
she used to stay in every Thursday night and watch must-see TV. She said Veronica's
Never.
Closet. She recorded Veronica's Closet on VHS every week.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Friends
sure,
was-
sure. Never. I'm pretty sure I was, snorting blow off of some guy's stomach at that point. All right, let's move on.
Wait a minute, let me say something here. On that last clip,
Yeah,
they say that they were so they were so sick of Howard doing it that they claim they worked him into the show. And Matt LeBlanc said, "I don't want to be. If I were in radio, that'd mean I'd be the ugliest guy on the planet." And they think they were taking a shot at Howard on Friends.
Yes, Kylie and friends, thank you so much for the super chat. And please stop being lazy and upload more podcasts. I know. You know what? Okay, so today's Tuesday. So I just got down to Florida. I just hooked up my computer yesterday and I had packed it away like a week ago. So yes, I promise I will update the podcast thread this week. Promise I will do that. Promise. Here we go.
New episode of Friends, the premiere episode.
I did.
I haven't watched
He
it.
can't always.
You know, Fag. You saw the guy from Jump the Shark. We should probably get him on the phone.
Yeah.
No, the
He's
guy
saying
from
they
Jump
really
the
jumped
Shark. That's so
What
funny.
happened?
Wow.
That's why I put that in.
Matthew Perry looks so bad.
Does he look strong?
He got heavy.
Yeah.
And he was a good-looking guy. I look at this guy, I go, what is he doing to his career and himself? Making $650,000 an episode.
These friends are killing
He
him.
should be on top of the world. Somebody sent me a. He went out. Someone asked him to coach. This is in real life. Matthew Perry. They asked him to coach. Now listen to this: a badminton tournament. He agrees to do it for these 10-year-old kids.
Because he's really good at badminton.
10-year-old kids at the badminton.
Wasn't Matthew Perry like a D1 tennis player?
Yes,
Like,
in Canada. Yes.
He doesn't know this, but okay.
Tournament. Start taunting him, calling him fatso.
Oh, you're kidding.
And a drug addict. And he couldn't take it, and he stormed off and left the badminton tournament.
Took advantage.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now they're running with this gossip on this show. Like, if you don't, did you guys read Star Magazine or National Enquirer?
Yes.
I once in a while would see it.
When waiting online at the grocery store, sure.
But you're taking this as gospel now, and you repeat it to what he claims to have 20 million listeners at this time.
But
So
right,
his
Movie Room says, did that even happen? Like, is that even an issue?
In Howard's world, it happened, and that's why his people are getting enraged, and then they're coming at him with a lawsuit
Good,
soon. That might be the
That was Harrison Ford.
Poor Matthew Perry.
I'm sorry, Monique. I'm sorry. Pause for a minute.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so a few weeks later, Gary comes in with another bit of gossip, and he just sprinkles this in. It's like 15 seconds, and they've had it. They hear the show. They call back probably after the show is over. The publicist, the manager, the lawyer screaming at Gary, and then the next day Howard has to address it. So this is the day before that. It's very, very innocuous gossip, you think.
And they just give a list of everything he drank that night, which is 2 Smirnoff Ices, and then he got a Red Bull and vodka, and everybody's worried that he's falling off the way.
What's a Smirnoff Ice? I would like that.
It's like a
He doesn't even know.
It's got 5% alcohol in it. I'm not sure exactly. My wife drinks a ton of them because they have all these like.
Oh, it's like one of those soft.
Smirnoff's version of a wine cooler.
Right.
I serve those at my barbecue.
They're good. And the last story.
I now drink vodka with a splash of grapefruit. Splash.
Splash.
He's so full of shit. All right.
Okay, so this is the next day. They get the cease and desist legal threats, and now this is Howard addressing it, acting like he didn't do anything
Okay, love this.
over the year.
Hey, speaking of sued, we got threatened to be sued yesterday.
Oh, really? For?
That was so ridiculous. But maybe Gary should tell the story. But about Matthew Perry.
Said that they followed him around on one particular night. They gave the night and the time, and they said that he was drinking. They said that he had 2 Smirnoff Ices, and then he ordered 2 Red Bull.
What kind of pussy is he?
And he called?
No. I mean, what kind of I mean, what kind of pussy is he that he just drinks Smirnoff on ice and what happened to heroin addicts and coke freaks and
Wow, look, he's just doubling down on being a
Wow.
Play this on your TikTok. Let's circulate this.
I'm an addict.
Wow.
Wow, he's such a dude.
You know why, Monique? Because he doesn't pay fines. K-Rock, Infinity does.
Right.
CBS does.
Imagine doing this to an addict today in 2023.
I know. You got to circulate these clips. This is, especially with how beloved he seems to be.
All right, let's play some more.
Smirnoff on ice.
So his publicist called yesterday. She was very upset.
She was yelling at Gary.
Yeah, big time.
The publicist.
Oh yeah, she said she was going to sue us. I go, what, for reading something out of Star Magazine?
Right.
But she gave me, here's the deal.
She said, why don't you call Star? I said to Gary,
She said, listen, he's doing The View. He's doing the Letterman show. He's coming into town to do the movie junket. Then he's working on Friends. Matthew Perry is not going back to rehab. He does not have a problem, and that comes directly from the publicist.
Why doesn't he come? Why doesn't he come in here? He's doing The View.
I asked that question too.
What do you mean? You mean he's not going to rehab because he's got to do The View? What sense does that make? In other words,
He wasn't going to rehab because he had a movie to do.
but
I see that he went anyway.
yeah, I had a few shots. I'm going to go do The View. I would need to be high to do that.
What I think if Matthew Perry was going to rehab, which he clearly is not, why would they schedule all these things for him to do? But she gave me his entire schedule, and at one point I said to her,
We don't his way back because they've seen him drinking.
and she said clearly, and she said to me, clearly the insinuation is there. And I was like, listen, I read out.
How long did she yell at you for?
Oh, it was a good 10 minutes. And I yelled right back at her, too. It got really ugly because at one point she said, I bet you guys love this. I bet you just love this.
Yes.
Yes.
She nailed it. Yes. They love it.
Yes,
I would love to hear. We got to get KC, Monique. We got to ask him how that went. He listened to that.
Oh, he had to. Yeah.
He was right there.
Unfortunately, he's probably doing his show right now.
No, I know, but I'll text him later and I'll see what he knows about it. But he was right in the mix during that.
Yeah, this was his.
I'm gonna text him later and see if we can get it for tomorrow.
I'm amazed that they doubled down on this at this point. So they threatened a lawsuit, but it actually never went through. Yeah.
He's trying to make it look like he's not affected by it, but like Dennis and I just said, he doesn't. You know this. He doesn't pay anything. CBS
pays
pays all, so
nothing.
he doesn't care about fines, FCC or otherwise.
All right, last clip of the night. Here we go. Matthew Perry.
Shut down that movie last year for him to go to rehab. He had a full schedule.
Did she even hear what
She
we
couldn't believe,
know?
she
We
couldn't
don't know.
believe, she couldn't believe that we would read from that paper.
Of course we would read from it.
And I explained the schedule.
Yeah. Well, I don't even care about the dude. I don't care if he goes to rehab or not.
I don't think we should take her word for it. Let him come in.
Let him come in. How does she know what he's going to do?
I put that request in, actually. I put the request in.
Let me call her back as George Takei. I'm going to sue Matthew Perry for that bad movie he made with Salma Hayek. I wasted all my time. 2 hours.
Well, now he's made a bad one with that Liz Hurley.
Elizabeth Hurley.
I'm saying to the publicist now, if she's listening, if you want to call me back today to discuss everything, it's cool. You just don't have to yell at me.
I think I wonder if he does wind up in rehab, she'll call you to apologize.
No, let me tell you something. That guy winds up in rehab, I'm calling her. Right. I really am. I'll pick her up the phone and I will call her.
Yeah,
I think she'll be yelling at me.
I think she'd have to go to jail if.
I talked to somebody else in the office and I said, what a great opportunity for Matthew Perry to come in here, for us to see that there's nothing wrong with him, for him to say, listen.
Yeah, we'll drug test him.
Here I am. It's all good.
Urine test.
Yeah. Well, they said.
Let him come in here and take a urine test.
Yeah, you might do that semen test on him too.
Yeah, and semen. We'll test all his body functions. We'll have him
clip his hair, send it.
make a duty in a box, and I'll send it to my doctor.
Oh, he's such a dick.
Wow.
Right? Good stuff. Crazy shit. I mean, we knew that. I couldn't believe, you knew as soon as he was friends with Aniston that he would backpedal on this, and
he ran away.
We'll send it to her. We'll send it to all his friends.
Drug test him, weigh him. Let's do all the embarrassing, humiliating shit that Howard would never, ever do to himself.
No.
Autobot, Casey has a much better memory for the show than I thought. Monique, when we're texting with him, he remembers.
He remembers
so many of the stuff that I'm like, wow, pre-interviews and stuff, and he's a much better memory than you think.
Indeed.
Sometimes you got to drag it out of him.
Oh, I love that. I'm actually going to put that on TikTok. I like listening to those clips because fuck Howard. You know what? He was always that guy. He would still be that guy today if he was allowed to be. And
it's not that he's not allowed to be, is that he's trying to be Hollywood Howie. He can't be.
Yeah.
That's what it really comes down to. He can't be.
You're supposed to just forget everything he said. You're supposed to just and words hurt, and and there are things you left in your wake, and there are consequences when you had that kind of platform. And then you want these people to do your show. There's nothing in it for them. There's nothing in it for them to be in your good stead.
Yes,
it's a one-way street. It always has been. It always will be. Yes. Whether you work for Robin's really the only one that benefits from it. Think about it. And Fred.
Yes.
Well, wait a minute. No, I would say Gary benefits from it too because he has absolutely no discernible talent, and he's made a hell of a.
Gary has made a life out of being the worst human being known to mankind. And
the Springsteen thing, Monique, tells you all you need to know that we.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And the people that call in and say, "Shut up, Gary," or "Gary, you're such a douchebag," or "Gary, shut the fuck up," or "Gary, you're such an asshole," and he takes it all. He takes it all.
Exactly.
He takes it all.
With no discernible options or exit strategy or a desire to do anything else in life, to go out there and expand. Hey, maybe I'll try this. No, we're stuck here. We're only going to do this. We have nothing else to offer the world.
He did try the Techno Beaver thing, and that was a complete.
Someday we're going to get the full story on exactly what he was interviewing for and who he tried to. He went to Kimmel 100 times to try to get on that show as a producer. He did.
He's not even good enough to work there.
Not something that he would say out loud, not something that he would do very obviously. It was all very low-key for sure.
Yes.
Laundry Room says Gary has made a life out of being a doormat. Yes, absolutely. That is absolutely true. Fuck Gary.
Gary's not better than Kimmel's own family to produce.
One last thing about cancer. Do you guys remember? I might have been you that posted it, Monique, and I didn't. I just didn't have time to find it today. Do you remember Scott the engineer spoke about Robin Salem on the show in 2015? Obviously way before he got fired, and he mentioned her in an ambiguous way without bringing up that he wasn't getting covered for stuff, and he was not that he was doing the GoFundMe, but he was talking about his problems.
No.
And it's all the way back in 2015. There's the last time he was like fully on the air, apparently. Somebody
don't
posted
remember.
somebody was posted. I don't know if it was the Marks Friggin or their own memories of it, that he had come in there, and that was like the last expansive time he was on the air.
I don't.
I want to see if I can find that.
Dennis, I hope you're gonna wash that shit off before you go to
Oh,
sleep tonight.
my daughter gave it to me. It comes right off. Literally, just a little, just a little face pad will come right off. It's good.
Little something, something.
He's
I know.
going-
I
he's-
didn't have any black lipstick, so I used my eyeliner for my lips tonight. Music
Thank you,
stream.
Tamara.
Yeah. So yes, the SiriusXM is going to have a financial report coming out November 8th, is it 9th,
It got
something like that?
leaked. Actually, it got leaked, and it was in the listening thread. They got annihilated.
Was it 85,000 subscriptions?
91,000 lost
Is
subscribers.
that a lot when you're talking millions, though? Is it? I'm
They
curious.
keep on losing them every quarter. Every quarter, they keep losing subscribers.
Why would you
can't-
gain them?
You
Who's
still-
subscribing to Sirius now?
But apparently
Nobody.
they're going to show off some new rebranding thing or something like that. But yeah,
Hold on, I'm looking
you know
for
what
the
I'm thinking?
report.
I'm thinking that we should listen to it live. I think we should do
Oh yes.
the
When is it? When is it? When's the
That's a
call?
good
4
idea.
o'clock?
November.
Is she on
8th?
CNBC?
Hold on, I'm going to check it out for
Is it
you.
going to be like 4:30? Because they usually do it after the bell, like 4
Uh,
o'clock or 4:30.
Thank you, Tamara. She said that it made him the sad ass cloud noises when he was on. So I'm not. Yeah. So there is something there. I got to know what the date is so I can find it.
Yes,
15.
just
Here it
give me
is.
one
I
second.
found
I'm
it.
trying to. Where is it?
No, I found the. I'll look up in a second. But here's the article. They lost 94,000 subscribers for satellite and 112,000 Pandora subs. That's bad.
Wow.
The Pandora one's bad. That's bad.
Because nobody needs Pandora. Nobody
Oh,
needs
it's garbage.
Pandora.
Hold on, let me look up their call.
Where?
You think they made huckster promises to Pandora that it would always get better, and that pisses them off? I don't know what expectations they have.
Like any phone call for investors, you highlight the positive and just kind of push down the negative, and none of that really matters. Somebody had posted it, I guess, in the listening thread about when the Sirius XM call is.
Hold on,
So
I'm
give me a
looking it up right
second.
now.
Here, I got it. SiriusXM today announced that it will unveil its next generation experience at an industry and press preview event on Wednesday, November 8th at 11
next week.
a.m. Eastern Time. So next week, 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
I'll be
SiriusXM
available.
Next Generation Industry and Press Preview will showcase the new SiriusXM streaming app, as well as upcoming in-car innovations, new programming coming to SiriusXM, the service's refreshed brand, and more. The event will be streamed live to investors and the general public on nextgenlivestream.siriusxm.com
All
and
right,
will be
let's do it.
available on demand in the days following the event on investor.siriusxm.com. On Thursday, November 9th, SiriusXM Chief Executive Officer Jennifer Witz will present the 2023 Liberty Investor Meeting at approximately 10:35 Eastern Time. To register and access the webcast of this event, please visit the
Oh, that's going to be
company's
hilarious.
website. All right, I am going to absolutely make sure that we are on for that.
A prolific research one-man army. Melvin has a lot of statistics for you in the chat.
Oh, let me look. Okay. SiriusXM revealed it still has 34 million subscribers, pulling in $1.725 billion in direct revenue for the first 3 months ending June 30th, 2023. What the results show on the new call will be telling. Okay. So we will check that out. We will be abreast of that information, and we will probably come to you live.
Melvin also says they lost 500,000 satellite radio customers in the last 24 months.
Yeah.
500,000.
They're
Not
dying.
not 91,000. 500,000.
They're slowly dying.
24.
Why would you get more? Monique's theory about the McAfee virus is a brilliant one, and that's so true. It just came with things, and Howard's taking credit for those subscriptions, and then when you don't want it anymore, you're not going to get more. Who's subscribing to Sirius now?
You know what's so cute? I just drove 17 and a half hours directly and straight down to Florida at an average of 74 miles an hour. Just wanted you to know. I did not listen to Sirius once because
You didn't
it's
even
not
think about
something
it.
that I would choose to do. I have the internet and I have streaming. So I listen to a podcast, not on Pandora. I listen to, TV shows on my YouTube TV, and I listen to music on my YouTube music. And
There may
nobody
be people that still don't know. Like, if you have Bluetooth
I
on your
got
stereo, you just throw anything from your phone
Music.
onto the stereo. It's that easy.
There
Why
are
would
some
you need them?
people.
You
There
don't.
are some people that are a little older that don't have the comprehension that
Yeah.
their phone can just stream
Those
everything
are
that
the
they ever
same
wanted.
people
Right.
that actually do subscribe to McAfee virus because they
Correct.
think they're getting a virus on their computer and they need to protect themselves, even though McAfee is the one giving them the friggin' virus.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
right.
mean, I drove what was it, 15 hours? I drove 15. Oh Jesus, it's nice. I drove 15 hours and I listened to radio stream from Italy the entire time.
Because you
I
can.
mean, yeah, because I can. I had never even. I had Sirius came with my vehicle, and as soon as it was over, it was over. I never listened to it. I literally would never turn it on.
Yeah, Sirius is over. It's over.
Who
It's
my
over.
Shahid Vasquez over here?
Yes.
Related to Camille Vasquez.
So-
That's such a cool name, Shahid
So
Vasquez.
the
I'm
funny
jealous of that
thing
name.
is, though, is that Wit's doing the presentation to Liberty Media. So basically, she's presenting in the worst business they own. Literally, the worst business they own. She has to give a presentation to them.
Here's
Well, it's
They
up
own-
to the Neil Cavutos of the world, Dennis, to have some hard-hitting questions back at her. It's like,
No,
how
they
do you
won't.
afford this asshole? They need to ask her that.
Well, the question is Howard being a presenter on the November 8th call or the November 9th call?
Neither.
No, he said he has to be there. They told him he has to be. He has no choice.
Oh,
partner.
He's
shareholder.
speaking. He's speaking
Oh, wow.
at the at
He's
the thing.
speaking. Oh my God!
Why would a
this
talent
is,
need to
this
speak?
is gonna be great.
I know.
Oh, this is gonna be the
We
greatest
just have
thing
to
ever.
figure out which one it is. That's all. That's all. Hopefully,
I
he'll be-
missed that show, Josh. Costa's Coast to Coast. That's Monique's neighbor.
That's my neighbor.
He used to have
Oh
a
my
show on
God.
Sunday night for 2 hours called
Yes.
Costa's Coast.
He used to
I
live across
couldn't
the-
fathom Howie Brasco presenting to anybody. Oh,
I know.
This is just. I hope it's to the board of Liberty Media, who owns Formula One. They own the Formula One rights.
Well, it would have to be
So-
like the Pelican Brief, right? Well, he's going to have to present it like the Pelican Brief.
Absolutely. I hope he goes up there thinking he's Steve Jobs again. And
This is going to be phenomenal. This is
He
going to
has
be
to
like
go
the
up there
greatest thing ever.
laughing and thinking that he needs to, be like funny, humorous.
shitty
how-
jokes.
That's why he's off next week. Oh, yes, because remember, they're dumping all their garbage this week. They're
Are you
off.
sure about that, Dennis, with that cleaning
They're
out the
dump-
computer
all right.
theory?
Dennis always
JD.
says that. Who
No,
knows?
absolutely. They always do. They dump
A
their
lot of
garbage
people in
like-
that mockery thread agree with you, but I don't know. I believe when I see it.
They're like the Empire. They dump the garbage before they go into hyperspace. They
All
are
right.
literally done.
I'm hot and tired, and I have to go to sleep now. So, all right, guys. I don't know how we
Again.
cobbled out an hour and a half of this stupid
That's easy.
Halloween show, but Dennis, please let us know what's going on with your show.
I actually dropped a new video today. But it's not really on old cars. It's actually on dealing something with newer cars, because we have a newer car. Actually, it's a Bronco. And I insisted that we put a catch can on this because it's a direct injection motor. There's no gasoline going over the back of the valves, no gasoline in the intake manifold. And oh my God, you'll see.
You
what I
had me to intake
discovered.
manifold, Dennis.
Intake manifold.
Yes, I know. And so it's a little video, showing the results of what this thing did and explaining why. Because a lot of people don't explain why this, what a direct injection is, what port injection is, what throttle body injection is. These are all different types of injection, and they all
beef
act differently
injection?
with your car. What?
Hot beef injection?
Yes, I kind of had the hot beef injection, then I kind of backed out of it.
Dennis, did you give any thought to the idea I had about doing donuts in your daughter's school parking lot?
Oh,
in
that's
front of
coming.
Staff. It's
Yeah.
coming.
That's
Okay.
literally coming.
And I'll record it for you, and that'll be fun. All right, so we're going to leave you. Make sure you go to DJ's Classic Garage and check out what Dennis is doing with his Mopars. And John, what's going on with you?
For the next Deppening, I'm not sure. Jesus Christ. I usually have 4 ideas in the hopper. We're gonna do the West Memphis 3. Remember Damian Eccles, the guy who got supposedly falsely accused of Johnny Depp, Eddie Vedder, Natalie Maines tried to come to his defense and stage this whole thing with documentaries, and we're gonna cover that documentary. But I'm not sure if it's this weekend or not, if it's this Friday or not.
So you don't have it planned yet?
I have 5 different shows that I have like in the mix, in the rotation, depending on who's available. And sometimes I'll tweak it towards whoever is available.
Okay. All right, so just make sure you go to the Deppening. Johnny gets a lot of views, shockingly, for his 15-hour shows. I'm just always blown away by it. You know what?
The guy is an international superstar. It shouldn't surprise
like
anybody.
1,500 people who keep coming back to it because they can't finish it all in one sitting.
People say like they want something that's long to have in the background. That's what I'm doing, but I just like to. I don't know.
It works. It works.
It's on Johnny Depp. The man made pirates cool.
Exactly. Who cares? All right, guys, we're leaving you. We'll be back with actual clips hopefully tomorrow, and if not, it'll be another shit show just like tonight. So have a great night. Thank you,
Chad. Great job, Chad.
Happy Halloween to everybody, and we'll see you mañana. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.